Hey guys! So today I thought I'd do a Christmas look because I was watching Love Actually and I got inspired to do a video. And of course because all I want for Christmas is you. I'm just kidding. I have the song stuck in my head, sorry. Okay, so first what we've done for our Christmas look is our base. The first thing I used is this Paula's Choice brand of, it's a tinted moisturizer and it's called the Wrinkle Resist, and it has SPF 30 in it, which is awesome. And I like this one because it's basically like good for every skin type. It absorbs really quickly, but it also helps whatever you put on top of it to kind of stay in place. So I like to use that as a primer. Then I use the Tarte Colored Clay foundation, and it's a Foundcealer, so it's got kind of a double coverage, so I really like this one, and I used it in the shade Fair. So using those for foundation and primer. Then the first step is our eyebrows. So we are going to use today the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and we're going to use this shade right here. And this is called Citry. And you can see it's kind of a reddish brown. And we're going to use that shade because my hair is red, well, at this moment anyway. So we're just going to use the brush that came with my Smashbox Shape Matters palette. But you can use any kind of angled brush. And I just use this in here, dab it in the color, and then we're going to just place it on the brows. Usually I start with the ends first because that's where the hair is kind of the lightest. So we're just going to start with the ends, and as you can tell, I do actually have pretty thick brows. I don't pluck them or do anything to them. I don't like perfect brows, so I never have them done perfectly, as you can tell, because I've got like random hairs all over my eyebrows, but yeah, they're never gonna look perfect. Just put this here and even them out a bit. Make sure that the shape's somewhat similar. And we'll just make a big to make some power brows going on. That's the kind of brow I like. So we got our eyebrows on. Now the next step we're going to use is the again, we're going to do our Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and we're going to do our base for our eyeshadow. The base for the eyeshadow we're going to do today is this middle color here. It's called Lazarus. And then under the eyebrows we're actually going to put on this kind of more golden shade here, and that one is called Ludwin. And it's kind of just like a nice yellowy kind of gold color. It's pretty. And instead of doing like a bright white color, we're going to use that one. So it's a little more subtle. And today, for this holiday look, I am going to do a green eye. But we don't want it to be too holiday-ish. So that's why I'm putting on this kind of light, just neutral kind of gray base to keep it from doing... The color we're going to use is not going to be like Christmas green, but I don't want it to be Christmassy. So we're using this gray base to kind of balance it out and keep it from looking too Christmassy. Okay, so now we're just using the Ludwin color and putting it kind of under the eyebrows to highlight the brow bone, and then take out any red above, because I didn't put foundation on my eyebrows, on my eyelids. So we're just gonna, because the Kat Von D powders, the face palette and the eye palette for the Shade and Light, they have really good pigment in the colors, so they actually give you some really nice coverage. So you really don't need, unless you want to, you really don't need like a foundation for coverage on your eyelids. So I like it. Okay, so now that we have our face base, eye base, and eyebrows on, we're going to move on to eye color. And sorry, I decided to change clothes. Okay, so we're going to move on to eye color. And for the holiday, instead of doing like the typical kind of maybe gold eye and red lip that everybody does, I'm going to do a green eye. I know, like way outside the box. But I'm going to do a green eye. And for this, I'm going to use the new Julep eyeshadow palette. That's the RSVP palette. And we're going to use the shade Linger. This one right here, Linger. And it's kind of a olive toned green. So it's going to be really pretty. And we're going to use this over that gray base that we did with the Kat Von D. Again, we're going to use the shade end, or the light end of the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette brush. And I haven't used these before, so I'm just going to go really lightly at first and then build up and see what happens. So we're going to start with our first coat. And just kind of put it at the ends of the eyes to create that smoky-eyed look. It's pretty, I like it. We're also going to put it a little bit in the crease, just lightly. Blend it out. Kind of wing it a little bit, just really lightly. So we're just going to dab it on the brush again and do this side. Put a little bit in the crease. And I like this one because, like I said, it's not like the typical like Christmassy green. It's more of an olive kind of green. I'm obsessed with olive green, I'm not sure why. But it's more of an olive green. So it's a little bit more unexpected than the, you know, like Christmas green or the gold. And we're just going to do a pretty light, fresh kind of smoky eye. And like I said, bring it out a little bit. One more coat here. There we go. Okay. Now we're also going to put a little bit under the eye, just at the outside corners, because it's a nice dark color and it has a little bit of sparkle to it too. So it'll look really pretty, just kind of as a soft shadow line, just at the outside corners of the eye, underneath. And then we're gonna blend it out using a different brush. So we're going to blend it out using the brush that actually came with the RSVP kit here. And it's kind of similar to the Light and Shade brush in that it has like a fluffy end and then a more tapered end. We're going to actually just use the tapered end though, even though it's probably more, even though it is meant for, you know, lining. So we've blended that out a little. And then we're going to use the shade end of the Kat Von D brush again. Put that Linger on there. And do the outside corner. Now on top of that, we're going to put a little bit of this, let's do the After Dark. That's the sparkly color here at the end, and it's called After Dark. I mean, it's the holidays, you might as well go for sparkle, right? So again, we are going to just dab the light end, the fluffier end of this brush into this, because it's got sparkle, so you want to be really careful with this, so that you don't get it kind of under your eye or all over your face. So we're just going to put it at the end again here, kind of blending it out and placing it. Then we're going to use the brush that came with the kit with that really fluffy end and just kind of fluff it out. Get in there. Okay. Okay, so now we're getting that good smoky eye look. Then we're going to use the Julep liquid or fluid eye glider here. And this is my favorite, my current favorite liquid eyeliner, because gel, liquids, all of them I've used, they tend to, because my eyelids are kind of oily, so they tend to eventually creep up into the crease, and I get a kind of a added shadow there and they fade here a little bit. This one does not fade. I really like it a lot. Plus it's really, really thin, so you can get a really good defined line. So I really like this one a lot. It's just a really, really pretty liquid eyeliner. And we're gonna do a really thin, fine line and go all over the eye. Like so. And I like this one because at the tip you can kind of almost just press it where you want to instead of having to completely draw the line. And then I kind of, you can see I widened it a bit here at the outside of the eye. Just winding it a bit. Even though it's like a holiday party or holiday look, you don't want it to be too over the top, because then you start looking like you're on an 80s soap opera. So we're gonna widen this a tiny bit more, and of course we are going to wing. I love wing, so we have to wing. Okay, now I'm gonna start with this eye and do just like a pretty, not super thick, but not too thin kind of wing. And get this eye. Okay, so now we've got our wings on both eyes, and we're all fixed up with the eyes pretty much. Now what we're going to do is our powder. So for the powder, we are going to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette to do some contouring. I love this palette. It's got a great amount of pigment in the powders to kind of create that highlighting look that you want, but it's also mattifying, which is great for winter. Now for our overall powder on the face, I'm going to use this big fluffy brush, and we're going to use the Mineral Fusion powder here, and it's a natural powder, and it's like a pressed base foundation, so it actually adds some more coverage as well, always nice. And it is in the Cool 2 color, and this is what it looks like here. And we're going to use that kind of around where we used the highlighter. Including the sides of our nose, yeah, and a little bit here. Now that we have our powder base on, we're going to add some contouring again with the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D. And we're going to use this kind of gray tone shade here. I like this one because it blends in with almost every skin tone. I like it, and it's really light and easy. So I just really very lightly dab this brush into the gray color, kind of grayish toned anyway. And then we're just going to kind of like very lightly blend it on the cheeks. And I say very lightly because for me right now I'm like uber pale in the winter time. In the summertime I could probably put on a lot more, but in the winter I have to use it very lightly. So otherwise I look stripy. So on this look, I'm gonna do the kind of retro method of, there we go. I'm gonna do the kind of retro method of contouring, which is to draw the line almost to your mouth. You draw it from the corner of your temple here, and then almost to your mouth, and then you kind of bring the line down, and this kind of narrows your face a little bit more. And you want to make sure you have a really light amount of the product on your brush when you do this part, because otherwise it ends up looking kind of extreme. But you can see it makes a really pretty contour that's not too over the top. But I like the vintage looks for the holidays just because, I don't know, you can, so you should. The blush we're going to use is the Milani powder blush in Romantic Rose, and I've been loving this blush. This is probably the one I've been using the most recently. It's really pretty. It comes in a little rose shape. So we're just again going to use that big fluffy brush and dab it into the powder there, and put it on in very light kind of circular motions. Since we did sort of more extreme contouring, we're gonna make the blush really light and natural looking. And we don't want it to take away from the highlighting we did too. Okay. And we're not gonna put it kind of all over the cheeks, just kind of here on the sides. Just very lightly. And you can see it's really pretty. It's such a pretty like rosy color. Because it's Christmas and we're going to add some more shine to our face, we are going to use the Smashbox Shape Matters palette. And we'll use the little highlighting powder here, right here. And we're going to dab the fluffy end of the brush that comes with the kit. One's an angled brush, the one that we used on the eyebrows. And then this is the fluffy end. And we're going to use the fluffy end and just put a little bit of this kind of shiny highlighting powder here on the tip of the nose, here on a kind of raised under part of the chin, and we're also going to add a little bit on the cheeks here. We're going to put on our first coat of mascara, and I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals brand, the Lash Domination mascara. This is probably my favorite mascara. I love it. It's really buildable, and the brush is a great shape because you can get right to the lash line, the base lash line, and then, you know, create a really nice effect, lifted effect with your eyelashes. And you may have noticed I did not curl my eyelashes, and that is because I have given up on curling my eyelashes. I've used just about every eyelash curler there is, and they never stay curled, ever. I've used the heated ones, everything. So I don't curl my eyelashes anymore. And it's kind of like my hair, it's just like stick straight. That's why I like this one, because it does give you a nice lift, and it does a good job of separating the lashes, and then you can also build on it, and it doesn't look clumpy, and it does do a good job of kind of lengthening them a bit. Okay, now it's time for our second coat of eyelashes. And this coat I'm doing kind of more at the ends, just to add to that lift and show off the lashes. Not going to the base, this coat. If I was doing an everyday look, I might stop here, but since it's a holiday look, we're going to put on some fake eyelashes. My fake eyelashes that I use are the Kiss brand, and they come in the trio lashes. So instead of individuals, it's basically 3 individuals on a little strip. I don't use the full strip lashes because my eyes are too hooded. It looks crazy. It just looks like I have spider lashes. They look insane. So I don't use the full strip lashes. Not for me. But I do love these guys. These are awesome. And on these, I use the Duo adhesive in the dark tone, and it does a great job of staying all day, immediately grabbing hold of the lashes, and then blending right into your eyeliner. So I don't use anything but the Duo. I love this. So we're going to put this, I would just place it there and let it rest. And a lot of times I will do, anyway, you can see the lashes. They're just like individuals, but with 3. A lot of the time I will do 3 sets of these as well. So a total of 9 lashes on the outer corners of my eyes. Stick it here on the outer corner. And then we'll go in with a few more sets. And I will sometimes do these on a regular basis too. I do these not every day, but fairly often, and I'll just do it for my everyday looks. I am Southern, okay, so I do like makeup a lot. So we have our look all done except for the lips. We've got our eyes on and everything else. And for the lips, instead of doing the traditional red, we're going to go for something a little different. And we're going to use the Julep Whipped Matte Cream in the shade Ooh La La. And it's kind of a pretty dark, kind of almost like taupey rose color. It's really pretty, but it's a nice kind of wintry color. So we're going to put it on the outside corner of the lower lip and a line down here at the bottom as well. Then put some on the outside corner of the upper lip and some in the cupid's bow. And a little bit to just fill out that upper line too. Okay, then we're going to use the Lancome lipstick in the shade Maniac and kind of fill in between in that middle part of the lip. And this is such a pretty color. It's kind of like a golden burgundy kind of color. And we're going to put it here in the middle and out here. Now it has a little bit of a golden shimmer in this color, but you can't really see it because it's with the kind of taupey rose of the Ooh La La. So then we're gonna put that on. It gives it a little bit of a glow, but not too shimmery. And it looks very kind of wintry and icy. Then we're just gonna smudge it with our fingers. Okay, perfect. So I think that's our look. I hope you liked it. We've got our pretty green eyes, well, green and kind of sparkly eyes, and then nice kind of rosy flush in the cheeks, some highlighter with for some pretty shine, and then the pretty mauve kind of lip. So overall, it's a very wintry look, perfect for a party, and not too spot on or thematic with the Christmas look. So hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will try to link all of the, products below in the description box. I hope you guys have a great Christmas, and I'll see you next time. Bye! And all the lights are shining so brightly everywhere, and the sound of children's laughter fills the air, and everyone is singing. I hear those sleigh bells ringing. All I want for Christmas is you. Bye. Merry Christmas. Mwah.